Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're going to be doing another tutorial requested by a viewer. They asked if we could make a jetpack, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. So you'll be able to hop in, you'll run into the jetpack, it'll attach, you can fly, use the jetpack, you can fall and use it again, keep falling, you land on the ground, you go back to running around, and yeah, it's actually not too hard to do, so let's just hop into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hop over here into our third person. We're going to go into our inputs right here. We're going to go to actions. We're going to duplicate the jump right here. We're going to call this jetpack like that. And then we're going to hop back. We're going to go into our IMC defaults. We're going to hit add on the action mappings. We're going to add our jetpack one right here. You're gonna click on the keyboard right here, and then you can just click anywhere and choose what key you want to use. I'm gonna use right mouse button. You can use whatever key you want. And now we're gonna go over to our third person folder, blueprints. We're gonna go into our third person character here. We're just gonna find a little empty space, and we're gonna get our jetpack, input action jetpack right here. And then we're gonna right click. We're gonna get character, actually we're gonna get movement mode. We're gonna set movement mode, and what we want to do right here is in new movement mode, we're gonna set it to flying, and we'll hook this into the triggered. And then if you hop in and look, it's already kind of working. If you press right mouse button, you'll start gliding around, but it doesn't go up and down. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hop back in over here. We're gonna get controller. Then off of this, we wanna get up vector. And then we're gonna right click, we're gonna add input, add movement input. And then we'll hook this in. And then we'll hook the up vector into the world direction. And then we're gonna hop over here into our character movement right here. We're gonna go into the search. We're gonna type in fly, and we're gonna look at the max fly speed. You can control how fast you want to fly. I'm gonna set it to like 500, and then the braking deceleration, I had this set to 1000, so we'll set that to 1000 right there. And now if you hop in and look, we press right mouse button, you fly up, but if you let go, you don't go back. So we're gonna fix that. So we're just gonna copy our movement mode right here. We're gonna copy and paste it, and then on completed, we'll hook that up, and then we'll change the new movement mode back to walking. So now if you let go, you'll go back to your walking. So right mouse button, you fly, you let go, you fall, and that's pretty much the jetpack mechanics done right there. So next thing we want to do is we want to attach the model to our character. So for the model, I just used one that I got off the internet, and I'll show you where I got it, but you'll probably want to use your own model. So the model that I got, I just typed in Jetpack 3D model. I went to CG Trader right here and click on the free tab. And this is the one that I used right here. So we'll click on that. And it says right here it's a royalty-free license. So I would advise using at your own risk if you're going to use it. I would definitely advise like making your own jetpack model, or getting one that maybe the Epic store has one. But you can get free download right here. And if you're doing free download, it'll make you wait the time, so we'll just wait on that. And once it loads, you'll get all these files that you can grab. I just grabbed the FBX file right here, so you can just download that FBX. And you also want to grab this maps right here, the RAR. So you can download that, and you'll have to extract those. So let's go into the downloads folder. This will be the file you get for the maps. This is the jetpack. So you can just pull the jetpack in, but for extraction you'll need a you'll need a software that can extract. I'd imagine most of you probably have one, but this is the one I use. You open it up and you just extract right here, and then once you do that, you'll get the files. It always puts them down at the bottom for me, but these are the map files. And we'll just hop back in real quick to our Unreal Engine. We're gonna go to content. We're gonna make a new folder called models, and we'll open that up. We'll pull in our Jetpack model right here. We'll just import that, save, and then we'll pull in all of the maps right here. Pull in all of those. Then we'll hop into the material right here, and we're just gonna delete the param. Also delete, get rid of that IMC default. We don't need it anymore. So first we'll pull in the color map, pull that in. Then we'll grab the metallic map right here, pull this one in. Then we'll grab, what's next, roughness. We'll grab the roughness, pull that one in. And then it'll be the normal map, so we'll pull that one in. Right there, connect that to the normal. And then we'll pull in the ambient occlusion right here. And we'll hook that in. We'll hit apply, save. And now if you pull it in, the material will already be on it since we just did that. So now we just need to make a blueprint for this. So we're gonna go to our content. Let me delete the folder. This is from before. Forgot to delete it. So we're gonna go to our content. We're gonna make a new folder called blueprints. We'll hop into there. We're gonna make a new blueprint class, actor. We're gonna call this Jetpack _BP. Then we'll open that up. And then we're gonna add a static mesh. I'm gonna call it Jetpack. And we'll just shrink that down a bit. We're gonna find our Jetpack model. We'll throw that into the static mesh right here. And we'll, next thing we wanna do, we wanna add a sphere collision. Get a sphere collision. And we're just gonna size this up a bit. You can, check the little lockbox right here, and then we're gonna make the make them all 3, and just kind of put this so it covers the whole jetpack like that. Then we're gonna hop into the event graph. We're gonna delete all of this. Then on the sphere collision, we're gonna right click, add event on component begin overlap, and we'll pull off of here. We'll cast to third person character, hook the object into the other actor like that. And now we need a variable in our player character that represents our jetpack. So we're gonna go into our third person character. Let me delete this. This is from before. We're gonna add a variable called jetpack. Whoops. And delete that A. There we go. We're gonna make this an integer. Like that. So we'll hop back into our jetpack BP, and we're gonna pull off of as third person character. We're gonna get jetpack, and we're gonna pull off of here. We're gonna add 1. Then we're gonna pull off of here. We're gonna set jetpack like that, and we'll hook this into here. And now that'll give us our jetpack. So we need to limit being able to use the jetpack function or input only if we have a jetpack. So we're just gonna pull this back like this, and we're gonna add a branch. You can press B on your keyboard, get a branch. We'll hook that in, and we'll hook the true into here, and we're gonna get our jetpack right here. Get. We're gonna see if it's equal to 1. So you want to change the 0 right here to 1. We'll hook that into there. And let me just move some of this back a little bit. Like that. So now, it'll only, you'll only be able to use the jetpack if you have a jetpack. So let's hop back into our jetpack BP right here. We're gonna go, we're gonna click on our jetpack right here. We're gonna go down to the collision, and right now it's set to block all, so we want to set this to overlap all dynamic, and then we're gonna set it to custom. And on the camera, we want to ignore, so that way once it attaches to our character, it won't affect the camera. So we'll do that. So now when we hop in, well, we need to pull in our jetpack, right? So we'll pull in our jetpack. Move it, rotate it, put it where you want it. So now when we run over the jetpack, it'll give us a jetpack. And it didn't work. Hold on. Oh, I guess I just didn't run over it good. So now when you hop over, you run over the jetpack, you get a jetpack, now you can use it. You let go, you can use it. Also, just to give an example, if you don't run over it, you can't use the jetpack. So you gotta run over it, and then you can use the jetpack. So, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna attach the jetpack to the player character, and we're gonna add animations. So first, we're gonna add the animations to the project. So we're gonna make a new folder here. We're gonna call it animations, and we'll pull that in. And the animations we're using, these are just some animations that I made. I'm gonna leave a link in the description of the video where you can grab these animations. These are just some animations I made real quick in Blender. Now, I'm not like a big animation guy. I just kind of dabble in it, so you can potentially get some better animations making them yourself, but these are some free ones I'm going to give to you. So once you get the animations, we're just going to pull them in. And we're going to set this, you want to set this to the UE4 skeleton. So if you look at these, there's two SK mannequins. One's for the UE5 mannequin and the other one's for the UE4 mannequin. You can hover over it and look at the path. It'll say game characters mannequin underscore UE4 meshes. So you want to use that one. So then we'll import these and we'll save. And then luckily we don't really have to do any kind of crazy retargeting or anything because the Unreal Engine just comes with a retargeter that will automatically that's automatically set for UE4 to UE5. So we're gonna right click on the animations after you highlight them. We're gonna duplicate and retarget animation asset, and then we're gonna use the RTG UE4 manning to UE5 manning. So we're gonna use that. You can choose what folder you want to send it to right here if you want. We'll just send it back into the animations folder here, like that, and then retarget. And yep, and then you get the animations like that. There's the animation for flying. That's going to be the main one we're using, but I did add in a little idle animation if you would like it. So yeah, next thing we want to do, let's hop back into our jetpack blueprint, and we want to right click. We're going to attach actor to components right here, and we'll hook this in. The target will be the self, the parent. We're gonna pull off of our third person character here. We're gonna get mesh. We'll hook that into the parent, and you see right here, socket name. We need to add a socket to the skeleton. So how we're gonna do that? Let's get rid of this mat right there. How we're gonna do that? We're gonna hop into our third person character. We're gonna go over here to the mesh. Let's get rid of that fly. We're gonna open the skeletal mesh asset right here. Open that up. Then you're gonna go up here to this little tab, SK mannequin. We'll go into that, and we're just gonna make a socket to add this to. So we're gonna go to the pelvis right here. We're gonna right click. We're gonna add socket, and then we'll name the socket Jetpack socket. Jetpack socket, like that. And something cool you can do is you can go up here. You can go to preview animation. We could preview our jetpack flying. That's gonna be the one we're gonna be using. And then also on the jetpack socket, we're gonna right click. We're gonna add preview asset. We're gonna use the jetpack as our preview asset. And now all we want to do is we want to position this into place. So we'll just position this. This will be how the jetpack looks once it's on your character. So get it to how you like it. We're gonna set it. We're just gonna position it in something like this. Yeah, something like that. Should be good. So now we're gonna get our jetpack socket right here. We're just gonna double click on that. We're gonna Control C. We're gonna copy it. We're gonna go back to our jetpack BP, and you want the socket name to be exactly what it is over here. So that's why we just copied it, so we don't make a mistake spelling wise. So we'll just paste that into there. And then on the location, rotation, and scale rules, we want to move these to snap to target. Like that. Compile and save. And now, when you hop in and run over, it should attach. Yep, you run over the jetpack, it attaches to your character. Like that. It's a big ass jetpack, I'll tell you that. I might make another video where we make our own jetpack, but for now, we'll just use this one. Yep, we got that working. So now, all we need to do is add the animations for using the jetpack. So first, we're gonna hop into our third-person character again. We're gonna add a variable called using Jetpack, and we're gonna make this a Boolean. And at the end of our add movement input right here, we're gonna pull it in. We're gonna set it. We're gonna set that to true, and then we'll just copy that and paste it. We're gonna set it to false at the end of like where we let go, like that. And that should be all we need to do in here. So now we need to go into our animation blueprint. Let me just get rid of all of this right here. Don't need it anymore. So you click on your mesh. We go over here to the anim class. We hit on the magnifying glass, and then we'll go to our ABP Manning. Hop in here, and you wanna. Usually this won't have another execution there, but that's from testing. So we'll add a pin here, and off of here we're gonna cast to third person character. Let me also delete this. This is from testing. And then off of the object, we're gonna get player character, and we're going to get our using jetpack. Get using jetpack. Then we're gonna pull off of this. We're gonna promote it to a variable and hook that in. Compile, save. Now we need to add this to our anim graph. So we'll hop into our anim graph. We'll go into the locomotion right here, and we need to add a state. So off of the idle, we're gonna pull up. We're gonna add state. We're gonna call it jetpack flying. And then in the transition state here, we're just gonna hop in there. We'll add our using jetpack, like that. And then we need to be able to go back to our idle, so we need to add a transition back. We'll hop into that. We'll get our using jetpack, and we'll pull off of here. We'll get a not boolean, and we'll hook that in like that. And we'll go back, and we need to add our animation to this. So we'll just search for our flying, jetpack flying right here. We'll hook that in. And you want to click on this right here, and then you'll go down, and you want to take a loop animation. want to make sure that's checked. So now we'll just go back, and we need to be able to go into this animation if we're walking and running as well. So we need to add a transition here. We'll go into this one, and we'll pull in our using Jetpack. And then we need to be able to go back to that as well. So we'll add a transition back, go into that, and then we'll get using animation. We'll get a not boolean. So for not using the jetpack, we can go back. We also need to go into our main states. So we'll go back into our anim graph, the main states right here. Because if we're falling, we also need to go back and forth between the animations here as well. So we're gonna add a state. It's gonna be jetpack flying, and then we'll add a transition right here. We'll pull in our using jetpack right there, and then same thing, we want to pull off of here, and we'll add our not using jetpack. So we'll get our using jetpack. We'll get a not boolean. We'll hook that in, and now we just need to add our animation. So we'll go back into our jetpack flying, pull this bad boy in, hook that up, and you want a loop animation here as well. So check that, and now that should work. So let's check it out. We run over it, it attaches, you press right mouse button, the animation plays, you fly around, you let go, you go back to falling, press it again, you can go back into your flying. We'll go all the way down to the ground. If you stand still, if you're in idle, it'll go to flying. If you're walking or running, it'll also go back into it. And yeah, so there's one more thing I want to add to this, which is, say there's more than one of these in the world. Let's just see what the hell happens. If we run over more than one, it might attach more than one. And I don't know if it does, but we're just gonna add this for safety purposes. We're gonna go back into our jetpack BP, and we'll pull our cast right here, and we'll pull this back. We're gonna add in a branch right here, because we don't want to pick up another jetpack if we already have one. So we'll hook this right here, and we'll hook the false into the jetpack, and then we're gonna just pull our jetpack variable back right here, and if it's, we're gonna pull off of here, we're gonna see if it's greater than or equal to 1, and then we'll hook this into the branch, and yeah, like that. And just tidy this up a little bit. You can double click on the wires and kind of tidy it up, make straighter lines. Straight lines are nice. Hook that in. Also, another quick tip: if you highlight two little sections and press Q on your keyboard, it'll straighten them like that. So press Q, it'll straighten it. And yeah, that should work. Let's just check that real quick. So yeah, now if we run over the jetpack, if we run over the second one, if we already have one, it won't pick that one up. So yeah, and we'll just use the jetpack, test it out a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much it. This was definitely pretty fun to do. This is something I've never done, never made any kind of jetpack mechanics, but it was definitely a fun little thing to mess around with. So yeah, we'll call it here for this one. And the next one we might just do a tutorial on making our own jetpack, and you know, using that, because it's generally not a good idea to use, you know, models from the internet. You want to be very careful about doing that. But yep, we'll call it here for this one. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any other tutorials you would like me to do, let me know those down in the comments. If you have any questions about this, also let me know those down in the comments. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.